Felting friends, we're going to be making the eyebrows today. I used DMC embroidery floss in the number 632. If you can't find that one, you can just use any color that you think would work well, and a sewing needle. I also I love this product. It is disappearing ink. You can use it for quilting, and I will link it in the introductory paragraph. So you can see the arch of the eyebrow on that first one there. So you're going to use your disappearing ink and just draw in the shape of the eyebrow. And you don't have to worry about this ink at all. It 100% disappears. So as you can see in the second one, I go a little high on the left there. So you just draw and fix it, and it will 100% disappear. So it works really nicely as a guide. So you want to work with just one strand of the DMC embroidery floss. So you just pull out one, I believe there's 6 in total, and just thread your needle singly this time. You're not doubling up the thread, you're just running it through once. So go a little bit above your line and pull it through. Don't pull it through all the way, but you don't need to knot it. Just hide it in the under the skin, and then make your first stitch, and that'll lock it into place. So if you think about the eyebrow, the first couple strokes of your needle are kind of up and down. And if you're not used to embroidering and you don't like it, you can use wool to do this. I just find that I like the look of the embroidery. I can control the stitches better. So then you can start to angle along your purple line there, and just going back and forth. This is sped up on the fastest setting, so you can see that if this was in real time, I'm going much slower and kind of planning out where I'm going. So just take your time, and if you don't like it, the first go around, you can snip it out and just do it again. I think I actually did that once. You just snip it out, and I have not hardened the wool yet with the fabric sealer, just because I felt like doing the eyebrows on the soft wool, it leaves a little bit of play. So our next step will be putting on the coloring for the face with the colored chalk to kind of highlight some areas, and then I'll show you how to seal the face. So that'll be coming up in the next video. So yeah, just kind of go along that line. You can pay attention to where I'm putting the stitches, but you're just filling the space in. I do like the embroidery floss. To me, it reminds me of the individual hairs of the eyebrow. But like I said, if you would prefer to use the wool, if it's easier for you to control, then you can do that. So I hope that you're enjoying these videos, and if you are, please comment, like, definitely subscribe so that I can keep making videos on YouTube. And I am also on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. So getting it out there for everybody to learn and kind of share the fun of making these dolls. So there you can see that Winifred has a nice arch to her eyebrows, and I like this kind of auburn color. So there you go, she's coming together. And then just put it through and put your needle through and just snip it off. So you don't really have to tie any knots, it's not gonna go anywhere. So, okay, all right. I will not show you the second eyebrow to bore you. So there you have it. There's 2 eyebrows. All right, so I hope you're happy with those, and we'll be moving on. So next I'm going to add some eyelashes, and the way that they came out on this particular project worked out really well. This is the eyelashes. They're just fake eyelashes from the dollar store with the adhesive already on them, and I just cut them to fit and kind of shoved them up underneath the eyelid. It was a bit fiddly, and just kind of moved it around using the dull needle and the needle felting needle to get it stuck up under there. I didn't add any additional adhesive because once I put on the sealer for the eyeball, it will not come out. So it will not be able to be pulled out. So just use the ones that you find, and I will link, I will find them on Amazon and link them in the introductory paragraph, so you can check there for the ones that I used. So there they are, and I was happy with how they came out. The next thing I'm going to do is add some seed beads in the corner of the eye where the tear duct would be. You don't have to do this. I learned about this, actually, it was funny, on a baking show. She was talking about how she had seen a puppeteer use this technique, and I thought, oh, that would be really neat to try out. So I just have some seed beads and some thread and a needle, and I just put them in the corner of the eye on the inside. And you can use any thread, you're not really going to see the thread. So next time I will do this before adding the eyelashes. It was a little bit tougher having the eyelashes already on there. So next time I would recommend just doing it before you put the lashes on. So I'm kind of just getting things in the order, where I want them, trimming the eyelashes a little bit. And here I am threading the needle. For the seed beads, you have to use a really thin needle, so I kind of had to switch back and forth between a long enough needle to get through the head. So here, you're not going to see the thread once you put the hair on, so just go ahead and put it at the back of the skull. And you can come out in the corner of the eye. So again, I have the long dull needle on at first just to be able to get through the length of the head. It was a bit tricky. It took a couple tries. So if it's not something that you want to do, you don't have to do this. Or you could always glue them in, but then you do run the risk of seeing the glue. I don't really like to use glue unless absolutely necessary. So if you can manage, it's not too tough to sew them in. So just go in through the back and right out that corner spot. And I used my pliers just to get a good grip on that needle there. And then just switch out your your sewing needle for the super thin needle that's able to go through the seed bead. And I can find those for you on Amazon and link them in the introductory paragraph, just so you know which ones. So I just kind of had to go back and forth. It wasn't a big deal. It only took about 15 minutes. But what it does is it adds a little bit of, it'll catch the light and add a little bit of sparkle or shine, just to kind of bring the face alive and add a little bit of texture. So I hope my voice doesn't sound too sleepy. It's pretty late. I'm editing some videos, So there, right in the corner, it's just kind of neat. If you don't want to use the beads, you can put a little bit of pink wool in the corners just to get a little bit of color, if you'd prefer that. So I went back out the back of the head and then up through the other eye, just like we did on the first one. So you can see there, it just adds a little touch in the corner. I was really happy with the way it came out, and it was just funny that I learned about it on a baking show. They were doing some cakes and making eyes on people, and the baker had mentioned it. I thought that would be a neat technique to try. So here it is. I was so happy with the way that these eyes and the eyelashes came out. I've tried eyelashes a number of ways, and putting them on individually, and this really worked out so well. Um, I don't like using glue, so doing it this way without the glue just was so nice. So I'm really happy with it. So there you can just tie off your thread at the back of the head, and you're not going to see any of that once we put the hair on. So, don't worry if you can see it. And there you are. It just adds a little bit of shine to the inside of the eye. It's really cute. And at this point, you're going to want to position your eyeballs just the way you want them, because we are going to seal them. So again, with my original technique of using the cloth, they are still movable at this point. So get everything the way that you want it. Get your eyelashes, the eyelids, the eyeball. See how I can still move them around? That's my technique that I taught you in the previous video. Is I'm so happy with it. You can move them around right up until the end of your project, right before you're going to seal it up. So if one eye is looking off to the side, you can still adjust that, and it's just a great thing. So yeah, just get everything the way that you want it, and don't forget to comment, let me know what you're working on. You can add pictures on the Facebook page, I believe, and show me how your doll is progressing. And that would be great. So I'm ready to add in the shine of the eye. So again, with the fabric painting medium and some white paint, this will be the final time to finish painting the eyes. So I did leave this until last, just so that I would have them in the right position that I wanted. You can do it earlier if you didn't want to get your paint back out. So I just, in the past, have had one pupil looking off one way, and I just wanted to kind of wait until the end so that I was really sure that I liked how they were. So there I looked up a picture and zoomed in so I could make sure and put the whites of the eye, the sparkle, the little dots that bring the eye to life in the right spot. So I've got her eyes kind of in this surprised expression, and I'm going to just put those 3 little dots right on the eye, just like they are in the picture. And both eyes need to match so that both eyeballs are looking in the right direction, and the light is coming into the eye in the right, the same on each eye. So, as you can see in the picture there. So once those little white spots are dry, I am going to use a Duraclear gloss varnish, and I will link that. So sorry I showed that really quickly. I will link that in the introductory paragraph. And that is also going to seal the whole eyeball in shape. So instead of brushing it on, I'm kind of just like pooling it, or like um, dabbing it on. And so what that's doing is it's just kind of sinking down against the eyelashes, against the eyelid, um, just kind of forming like a little layer on there, and it'll leak down into the other areas. But I'm not really brushing it per se, just kind of dabbing it on. And it just sealed everything in nicely. You can no longer move the eyeball. The eyelids will be more stuck into position. So you can just kind of get everything where you want it. And I was so happy with the way they came out. So you don't want to put too much that it's like flooding into your wool, but just kind of sitting there. And then once that first coat dries, I did dab on just a teeny bit more, and then that was it. So I really hope that you enjoyed this video and get your eyeballs all finished. Next video, I will be showing you how to color the face with chalk and putting on the lipstick and the blush and the shading of the face all with the chalk. And then we will be sealing the entire head with a fabric stiffener so that you don't mess up any of your work that you've done once you start putting the hair on. So, okay, join me for the next one. Thanks. Bye-bye.